everybody. I have my very first layout today for the July cherry box to share with you. There's our photo. I'm going to use a sketch. How cute is the sketch? So I am a member of Dearly Dee's Patreon, and she shares a little sketch challenge with us every month, exclusive to her Patreons, but she told me I could use and show the sketch in my video. So I showed you that sketch. That's what we're going to use. If you like, she's fabulous. It's Dearly Dee. She's on YouTube. She has a Patreon, and she's so cute. She always makes me smile. She's a very good friend, and I really enjoy her projects and her style. So I'm just flipping through the July kit. Remember, this is the Vicki Boutin kit. So there's all kinds of Sugar Rush. There's all kinds of Color Story. It is packed full of fun. I also used some of that texture paste and some white cardstock and created myself like some 6x8 mixed media panels. I'm going to use one of them today, I think. And we're going to use this adorable photo of Ella, and she is eating her ice cream. So that's what we're going to scrapbook today. As I'm going through these products, I will tell you a little bit about how I went with this sketch. So first of all, I'm going to switch it all up. It's definitely not, I'm definitely going to give it like my own spin 100%. And this is going to be an incredibly colorful layout. As many of you know, if you're fans of my channel, I don't use a lot of Vicki Boutin, and I always find it a little difficult to use because it's so bright and so bold. But you know what? I really, really wanted to go bold. I kind of had in my head as I was creating this, go big or go home. So that's what we're doing. I am choosing 4 pattern papers. And I'm going to kind of wallpaper that piece of white cardstock right there. Then I am going to go ahead and mat my photo on white. I'm matting my photo on white because I want it to stand up off of all of those bright, bright patterns that I'm going to be playing with today. I'm going to go ahead and wallpaper my white cardstock. So you're not going to see any of the white cardstock. I'm going to cover it all up with my patterns that I have chosen to work with today. I'm almost going to create like a color block of these stripes. So you wouldn't need to have white cardstock as your base. You could have an ugly piece of pattern paper you don't like. You could have a color of cardstock that maybe you have somehow acquired a bumper crop of, whatever, because we're going to cover this whole thing up with all these different patterns. I really want my photo to be able to stand up above all of these patterns. So that's why I matted it in white, because I really wanted it to be able to stand up against all that color. And now I'm going to put some foam tape behind it. This is just Big Mama foam tape from Spiegel Mom Scraps. And I'm going to go ahead and pop the photo up. And then to give it a good high contrast, I'm going to put it on top of the darker of my 4 paper. So I intentionally made that strip the darkest paper I was going to be creating with today. And that way, when I put my photo down, my photo is going to be broken up, or the photo is going to break up the dark pattern. And it's also going to provide like high contrast. So the photo is still going to pop off the page and be the focal point. And today there's coffee on my desk. I'm sorry, guys. It wasn't intentional. My son made it for me and sat it there, and I was so involved in my creative process, didn't even realize it was like in the shot. Okay, let's talk about the vellum die cuts. So this, the die cut collection that comes in the kit has these vellum, really colorful pieces. I wanted to use them both, but they are not going to work on all this pattern. So what I'm doing is on the back of the vellum, I'm taking some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive and then I'm running it over with my finger. That will mean that the glue is adhered evenly across the entire back, and when it dries, none of it is going to show through the vellum. I'm adhering these vellum pieces to white cardstock, giving them a little bit of a burnishing to get them good and adhered down to the white cardstock, and then I can just kind of let that dry and fussy cut them. I wanted to add a little bit more of that ice cream theme to my page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some stamps from my stash. I'm going to grab some Catherine Pooler inks that coordinate with this collection, and I'm going to make a couple of ice cream embellishments. So off camera, I created these little ice cream images. I just stamped the images, added glossy accents to the top so my ice creams have some fun kind of texture to them, and then fussy cut them. Now I'm going to create my clusters. So I really deviated from the sketch quite a bit in this department. I decided I wanted 3 rather large clusters. I want them to go from the top right to the bottom left. And my photo is a much smaller than the photo that is in the sketch. So I had lots of room to kind of play and do my thing. So the part of the sketch that I really kind of was inspired by were the strips across the back of the sketch, because I thought, oh, I have all that pattern paper. So what I did was I did those 4 strips across, and then at this point I kind of just did my own thing. So I am creating clusters, lots of clusters. I am trying to make sure, the only thing that I really wanted to make sure that the colors that appeared in my pattern papers definitely appeared in each of the 3 embellishment clusters. That's going to pull everything in together, I felt like, and I felt like it was going to make sure that things didn't look like a hot mess when it was all finished. And I think that it worked. I think it did good. So I am going through, I'm adding some cute little tabs. I have those vellum pieces that I backed with the white paper. That's going to really make those elements stand out. And then I wanted to add this little tab above my photo, and I added some foam tape. Now this is one of those panels I created with the texture paste and stencils that came in the kit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3 kind of, I'm going to go hunks. I'm going to say hunks. I'm going to get 3 hunks of this purple mixed media paper, and I'm going to tear it, and I'm going to place it in 3 different spots. Again, the idea being that this white will kind of break up some of the darker patterns in the background papers, and also having that kind of high contrast white polka dot that would go with some of the other embellishments I had. It just adds that break up. It kind of, my whole, we wallpapered that whole 12 by 12 sheet of paper with all these patterns. Now we have to find a way to kind of incorporate those colors into our embellishment clusters, but also kind of break up some of that dark with some white or contrasting color. So I'm going to use some of the pieces of that white paper with the purple polka dots on it, and I'm just going to place them in a couple of places, and then that's going to do what we needed to do to kind of break up and also put something behind our clusters to help them to pop off of that background too. I think that this layout ultimately it turned out so cute. It's super colorful and super summery, and sometimes that's what you need depending on your photo. This photo kind of called for all the sprinkles and all the colors, as it were. Speaking of sprinkles, I am just going to go ahead now and add some of these little stickers from the sticker book into a couple of different places that I thought could use an accent, a little bit of confetti, those kinds of details for the end. And that's where we're going to call this one done. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have enjoyed this layout process, and I hope you will take a peek at the July cherry box because it's super cute. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.